What's going on, guys? KW Stout, healthmindpower.com. In this video, I want to talk about something that I don't really ever talk about on the blog or on the channel or anything, but it's something that's relevant to a lot of you because because after having talked with a lot of you are like me, a lot of you are entrepreneurs, you're into health and fitness, you're into personal development. So you have the attitude, you're trying to take on more in life, you're always trying to do more. But you also like to have fun. So, and that means sometimes you like to go out on the weekends and have some drinks and everything. And, so I'm 29 right now. And once you start to get to your mid to late 20s, you start to notice something changes pretty dramatically to where you really, you get hangovers so much easier from drinking, and they're so much worse. They seem to just be so much more draining energy wise than they were when we were younger. And I've talked about this with many people. It seems like for a lot of my friends, 26 seemed to have been the age where this started to happen a little bit, but and for me, it hasn't really gotten that much worse, but since then, but that's because of what I'm about to tell you. And that is how to prevent and cure a hangover. Okay. And this is there's really only about 2 or 3 things here that I do that are simple. One of them is really obvious. The other 2 you might not know about. Okay. So first one is, well, it's actually kind of 2 parts to this one. The main thing about a hangover that makes you feel so terrible is that you're just dehydrated. That's really the main thing. It's not the only thing, but that's the main thing about hangovers that suck, and that's really the biggest part of it. And if you can avoid that, the majority of your hangover, if you can just stay hydrated while drinking, then you will avoid the majority of the pain and agony. And so the way to do that is, if you know you're going to be drinking later that day, then you need to drink a lot more water than normal. See, I typically drink 1 gallon plus water per day. But so if I know I'm going to be going out and drinking, I'll drink at least 1 gallon before the night's over, before I even go out to dinner, before drinks, and before starting to have drinks and everything. I'll have over 1 gallon usually. So I'm already super hydrated before going out. And the second part to this one is to have a glass of water in between every drink. And I know you've probably heard this one before, because this is one of the oldest things, but how many times have you ever actually really done it? Have you ever really done that? Because the deal is, it really works. It really makes a big difference. And a lot of people don't want to do it because they're afraid that it's just going to kill their buzz, basically. They feel like they're going to be constantly having to play catch up with the water. It's like they think that every water is going to cancel out the last drink. And that's just not the case. That's not the case at all. So that's a non-issue. And if you can do that, just that one thing, just having a cup of water in between each drink, that one thing will really, if you only did one thing, you could do that one thing, and that would, depending on how much you drink, if you only have a few drinks or whatever, that's all you need. But again, if you want to take this, if you really want to prevent your hangover, then you want to eat foods that are rich in potassium before you start drinking, okay? And the 2 best things, or I guess there's 3 things I would say are my go-tos. One is my favorite. Those 3 things, and I'm going to say that one last. Those 3 things are sweet potatoes, bananas, and avocados. And I say avocados last, and that's my favorite because if you think about it, say you're getting together with friends on a Friday, Saturday night, a lot of times you're going to, you go to a restaurant, have dinner and drinks, and then maybe you go out to some bars or a club or something. Well, when you go to a restaurant, if you go to a Mexican restaurant, you can get guacamole. But otherwise, a lot of places, you can always find ways to get avocado with your meal, avocado on the side, or get an entree with avocado. Or what I like to do is, I typically will have a banana or 2 before going out, earlier in the day. And then if I can get some avocados with dinner, then, bonus. And what happens is, with that extra potassium, well, the one downside, I don't want to deter you, because I know some people are just all about, getting drunk, basically. And that's, to me, is not the main goal. I like to That's just not the main. That's just not what it's all about for me. Going out, I like to have fun with friends, and it's more about socializing and yeah, having a few drinks and having a nice buzz is fun and all. But I'm not trying to get super drunk or anything. So the deal is with by having this extra potassium, it will slow down how fast you get drunk a little bit. I personally don't really notice much difference, but I know that technically that's what the science says. But it makes a big difference for the hangover you have the next day, and I noticed this big time. I actually, one of the times I first really tested this was at one of my friend's bachelor parties a couple of years ago. I made sure as soon as I got there, we were in Miami. I got there, I stocked up on bananas in our hotel room, and I was just eating. I was, made sure to have like 2 or 3 bananas throughout the day before going out that night. Then when we came back, I'd had, I can't remember if I had one the first night, but I had one first thing the next morning for sure. And it made a huge difference, and we were able to party literally all night until the next day. I had no hangover, and this was a bachelor party, so it was crazy. And I was drinking way more than normal and other things. And then the third thing you can do, this is basically after the hangover's already happened. Let's say you have a hangover, and it's too late. Drinking water and having a banana, yeah, those are great. Have some Gatorade, yeah, that's great. You definitely need that no matter what. If you have a hangover, but those things aren't gonna knock it out quickly. And all those little things you can buy, the hangover things that you drink or whatever, that stuff's not gonna do it. Here's the key that I've never seen anyone else talk about this. That's seen this, It's a supplement called Spirulina. Spirulina is like this superfood, green herb that's in certain vegetables that people take as a supplement because it does have a lot of health benefits. And it's something I had on hand, not for this purpose, just for its overall health benefits. It's something I would take every day, especially in times whenever I thought there might be a chance I could get sick from someone else or something. But I figured out that taking a serving of this spirulina, which I'll link down below, the one I use, it's really cheap. It's this is not some like it's not some like $60 protein powder that's not going to do anything or whatever. And it's crazy. It actually makes a difference, a noticeable difference, pretty quickly. So and if I do that, then say if it's too late, I've already got the bad hangover, then I'll wake up. If I have some Gatorade, drink some Gatorade. Otherwise, have some water. If I have bananas around, have some of that. And then if it's really bad, I might also have an Alka-Seltzer along with the spirulina. But definitely the spirulina. Serving to a serving and a half of spirulina. And I'm telling you, it's weird how this is not advertised. The product is not advertised to do this. I've never heard anyone else talk about it. I just kind of figured it out, and it really works. It really does. At least it does for me, and I've suggested it to other people, and they've done it, and it's worked for them. So give it a try. Let me know. I want to know how many people this works for. I'm not sure. I'm not guaranteeing this is going to work. I'm guaranteeing, though, that if you drink plenty of water and get some extra potassium in and everything and drink water between your drinks, then yeah, you will be fine. But anyways, so yeah, this weekend, keep this stuff in mind. And because I know, come on, life is too short to be sleeping in all day from a hangover. I hate that. This, to me, is the worst. It's like losing half a day to a hangover. It's just not an option to me. I just have too much important things to do, too many important things to do. So anyways, yeah, if you feel that way as well, and you don't enjoy sleeping in half the day with a hangover, then give those things a try and let me know how it goes. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, let me know. If you have any other remedies that you know of that work, then please share them with everyone else so we can figure, because there's actually a lot of other things too. These are just a few things. I actually know there are other things too, but this is just what works the best. But I'm curious, I don't think I have all the answers or anything, so I want to know what you do. So anyways, subscribe to the channel to get updates of new videos, and I'll see you in the next one.